Hi, everybody. It's been a little while. So here we are again. It's been over a month since I've posted anything. I've kind of been laying low, doing some real world IRL stuff, and I'm back. So I got some time to jump into these streams and talk about some stuff that I want to talk about. So I'm going to jump right into it. Basically, today I want to talk about the risk that Star Wars and other Lucasfilms, Disney are kind of under the gun right now. So, what's up, Charlie? Thanks for coming by as always. You're the best. So this is, I hadn't really decided if I really wanted to talk about this until I was watching the Den of Nerds this morning, and Josh kind of had this up in his stream, and I just decided that, yeah, you know what? This is something that hits personally at home, so I'm going to bring it up. And basically, we're going to talk a little bit today about the strike that is looming over the unions in LA, and how this could potentially put our content for next year in jeopardy. So all of us are looking forward to this big year of Star Wars. Star Wars is coming out with, Book of Boba is already in the can, ready to go. So that's not really in jeopardy. I think that might be the one show that, if the unions decide to strike, could be the content that we are guaranteed. So this comes, this could potentially affect Kenobi. This could affect Ahsoka. This could affect Andor. This can affect any animated stuff. What's up, Darth Maximus? Thank you for joining. We are here to talk a little bit about what's going on in the real world today. So, like I said, I think that this could really affect everything that we are excited for next year. This could affect all the big shows, because I'm going to say that Disney, I could be wrong here, but I'm going to say that Disney uses about, I'm going to say, let's say 90, I'm going to just be generous. And let's say 90% of their crew that are on these shows, and this goes all the way to the top. This goes editors, this goes to graphic designers, I believe. This is lighting, this is audio, this is camera, this is G&E, this is everybody. The contracts that have been signed, or the contracts that are in negotiation right now, a lot of people probably don't know what is entailed here. A lot of people probably don't know what's going on. This is a lot like the writer's strike back in the 2000s. And that strike lasted for 9 months. And we got reality TV, basically, is what became, what spawned out of the writer's strike. And that strike lasted 9 months. So this is a bigger deal than most people want to talk about, right? I know this isn't really, I didn't really want to bring this up because I know a lot of people don't want to hear about this stuff, but really this is the stuff that could affect the rest of the year and next year for Star Wars content. So we need to be aware. You guys need to be aware. I'm aware. I know what's going on. I know what this whole thing is about, but I think that you guys should be aware of what is at risk. This isn't just a couple people going out with picket and going out with their signs, and they're going to picket and all this stuff. There's a lot of that going on in California, but this really has a lot to do with the content that's coming out. If the unions go on strike, then all of the shows that we want and are expecting to come out next year are on hold, regardless of the actor's desire to finish this. This could affect the actor's schedule for the rest of the year. This could affect the animators not going in, the editors not cutting this stuff. So this is a big deal. And I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about this because it does affect us as not only content creators on YouTube, but this affects the fans and what's coming. So I kind of wanted to break this down a little bit as to what is really going on. Josh put a little bit on this on his stream this morning, and we, he talked about it. I put in my super chats to kind of give a little bit of perspective as to what's going on. But here's the basic breakdown. There are deals on the table, that contracts that get signed over time, right? Let's see. Anthony, YouTube fan, thank you for joining. I've never seen you here. What's up, Webbin? Let's see what Anthony, YouTube fan, has to say. Let's see. A creative industry strike, the real technical tear Hollywood may have constructed. Yeah. I mean, I really look. The vote has already gone through as far as the unions are concerned. So the union vote went through, and the strike was authorized. Now, the way that this works, I could try to bring out a decision tree if you guys really want to see how this is broken down. But basically, uh, there are contractual agreements. So the only thing, if these guys end up striking, if the union ends up striking, then the one of the main things that will not be affected is the sporting industry. So football, baseball, all sports broadcast, that operates under a separate contract. So those people will continue to work even if the strike happens. So there will be sports entertainment. But what this strike is really about is there is a contract currently in effect, and basically that contract covers all of the studios and the people that use union workers to make their content. So anything that's usually done on a lot, on a studio lot, Warner Brothers, ABC, NBC, all of those people, a lot of those shows are done on lots, much like, The Mandalorian is now shot on the volume, that's on a lot. So a lot of those, a bunch of those are union. And so all of those shows, if the union workers go on strike, will have to stop and shut down. Now, this affects, I mean, Kenobi is probably in the edit. Ahsoka's, if they haven't started shooting, they're in pre-production. Mandalorian season 3, if they haven't started shooting, they're in pre-production. So it affects all of the shows and movies that we have and are looking forward to in 2022. It's like I said, I think the only one that's not in trouble would be the Book of Boba, because it looks like that is already done, cut, and ready for release. But they might be making some last minute changes. They could be still editing the last couple episodes. This could even affect something as soon as December 29th release for Book of Boba. Now, what this contract is basically the argument is that new media, and what they're calling new media, is the streaming media services, the Netflix, the Amazon Primes, the Disney Pluses. I don't really know if HBO falls into that, but let's call HBO into that as well. And so the major streaming services are not, I mean, Disney aside, because Disney, like I said, Disney uses a majority of their workers are union. But let's talk about, Netflix shows, Amazon Prime shows. Hulu is owned by Disney, so it's kind of iffy. I don't know. I'm gonna lump them in with the Disney using union workers crowd. So let's just go with Netflix and Hulu, right? Netflix and Hulu, basically right now, they do not have to hire union workers wherever they go. It is a prerogative of the studio, of the production. And so what happens on these union shows, and a lot of people don't really understand, they think that, oh, you're working in television, you're getting paid a good wage, great. And that's not always the case. This is there are a lot of union shows out there that abide by the contracts, and the contract state you have X amount of time between your show up call time and your lunch break, and if you don't meet your lunch break on time, there's a penalty. And same thing with at the end of the day, if you don't meet if your contract says you're on a 10-hour day and they go over 10 hours, then you start getting paid overtime and such and such and such and such. Now, the issue is with these non-union, and those contracts and those things are written out, and there are dollar amounts assigned to every single penalty, every single overtime hour, every single thing that happens. There is a dollar amount and a line item assigned to it. Now, here's what happens now, and that's with union shows. So that's on all of the Disney shows. They shut down for lunch, they get themselves their lunch break, and they get themselves their overtime hours, and everybody is getting paid for their time properly, right? Now, let's see, there's a couple more chats. Let's see. So Padawannabe is also here just listening. I do remember the old strike. Yes, we do remember the old strike. It was a 9-month strike. It took a lot of the episodic shows and put them on the back burner. And that spawned reality TV. That is where the Jersey Shore came in. That is where the Kardashians got their big hits. I mean, these are where these people developed their celebrity status, is because really ultimately because of the writer strike. If you go by cause and effect, the ultimate cause of reality TV was the writer strike, because they needed to fill programming, and thus came the generation of reality TV. Isn't Kenobi done filming? Yes, it could be done filming. It absolutely could be done filming, but this just doesn't affect the principal shooting. This also affects the editors. The editors are involved in this, in the union talks, and if the union decides to put the hammer down and strike, then that means that anybody working on Kenobi or anybody working on a union show puts down their pencils and walks out. That's how it works. So although Kenobi could be done principal shooting, they could be doing editing, they could be doing voiceover, they could be doing color correction. There is a lot of stuff that goes on after principal shooting is done, after the actors have moved on. Maybe they get some VO days, maybe they do some pickups and stuff. But really, once principal shooting is done, it's left in the hands of the editors and the producing staff to finish the product. So although it is done, this could still put a big, big damper on next year, on their big releases, right? Ahsoka, Kenobi, Andor, all of these shows, Mandalorian season 3, all of these shows could be delayed because of this strikes. That's why this is a big deal. I wouldn't just be out here talking about this for no reason. This could affect all of us here that love the Star Wars community and that are waiting for these shows, that have been waiting for the year of Star Wars to kick off, right? So this doesn't just affect Star Wars. This affects Marvel in a big way. They've got like 6-7 things on the platform for next year with release dates. I don't know if all of those things are in the can. I don't know if all of those things are ready for release, but I'm going to say no. And if they're not in the can already, ready for release, this affects those release dates. This is a really big deal. I was really surprised. I wasn't going to say anything about this. I was really surprised when Josh brought this up on Den of Nerds. And it kind of inspired me to really talk about it, because it was only a blip in his live stream this morning, right? It was just a little segment. We went into it a little bit, but it really wasn't this large thing that it really needs. It needs this attention. You guys in the public need to know this isn't just a little thing that's not going to affect you. This is going to piss you off next year. If this happens, this is going to ruin your year, because everything gets put on the back burner. Star Wars Celebration could be a bust if this thing, I mean, look how long the writer's strike landed. That was 9 straight months of strike. That's insane. Imagine that for Star Wars. Imagine some of these shows getting pushed a year because of this contract negotiation. This is a bigger deal than people want to let on. And I want you guys to know, because I want you guys to be informed way ahead of time. All right. So I'm going to jump back in. Charlie, the writer's strike. I remember that back in my college years, couldn't watch any of my favorite shows. Yeah, it sucked. Webben says, I didn't know editors and things were part of that. Yeah, I'm going to go into that. I might actually break out some pictures of the all the unions that are involved, because the list is like 15 unions deep, if I'm not mistaken. And it goes all the way up to, the producers and the directors operate in a different organization. Their union is called the Producers Guild Association, the PGA. I believe that's what it is, the PGA. But anyway, the producers and the directors operate on a different, in a different union, let's call it. They have a different organization for them. And that's why you see those letters after the directors or executive producers, that PGA, that's Producers Guild Association. And that means that they are abiding by the rules of their union and their guild. And those guys are behind this strike, because this is big. These are the people that work alongside the gig workers, the grunts, the people that are holding cable, the people that are building lights and sets. That's all of these people are involved in this. So it's great that a lot of the producer union is behind the IATSE strike, and when not behind the strike, but behind the authorization to strike. See, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of steps that go into this. It's not just, oh, we voted, we strike. It's not how it works. It's a process. So we're going to get into that a little more. I just want to get you guys involved in the chat. So I'm kind of detouring a little bit. Let's see. So Patrick, hey Patrick, how's school? I hope you're having a good time. We miss you, guy. We're gonna be doing some more gaming stuff. I know you guys like to get interactive. I know some of you guys are at college, back to work, just like me. I had to take a month off. The real world gets in the way of us getting on stream. Patrick, it is good to hear from you, my guy, and welcome back to all of us. I'm glad you could catch up also. So welcome. Even if this is burning in the background while you're studying, keep us on. I will keep on giving you the news. Cool. Thank you. Like I said, Anthony, this is one of my original, whatever you want to call it. And this is I made this just after the hockey team here in Nevada spawn, and this is kind of a collaboration of Boba Fett with their colors. But yeah, this is one of my early works. I haven't done a lot of these, but if anybody wants anything, man, just let me know. I'll always make stuff for you guys in my community, in the X-Wing community, and all of our friends. So yeah, if you guys see anything I'm wearing, hit me up in Discord, email me at the StarWarsObsession@gmail.com. And if you want anything, man, I'll make it for you guys. I don't mind. I got the ability to do it, and I enjoy doing it. So if there's ever anything you want, just let me know. We'll get it out to you. Let's see. The Padawan wannabe. Thanks for the info, man. I remember many shows didn't come back after that long time. Yeah, I mean, if you really go back and look back into the writer's strike years ago, a lot of shows suffered, right? A lot of shows suffered. And this is going to affect every Marvel fan, every Star Wars fan, every show that you watch on Disney Plus, whether it's the new Turner and Hooch or the new Doogie Howser or one of my favorites, the new Mighty Ducks show. All of these shows are affected. Anything that involves union workers. So like I was saying, anything on the Disney platform, basically any originals that ESPN put out if they use union workers, and anything on Hulu, because Disney's owned by Hulu. So I'm assuming, now I could be wrong, I'm assuming they're playing by the same rules. They could be two separate entities doing two separate things. So I'm just kind of a little guessing game here. But the ones that are really gonna be the ones that are really in negotiations here are the Netflix, the Amazon Primes, anybody that's making original content that's putting it directly on the streaming services. These are the people that are going to get affected the most, because they're the ones in negotiations. So basically, the Netflix issue, or the new media issue, is this. So new media is classified as streaming. So technically, I mean, if you're doing a television show on YouTube, this platform could be considered new media. And so basically the argument is, and the whole reason that this comes up is because there's these new media companies and these new media production companies. And what's going on here right now is that there are a lot of people that aren't getting, number one, they're not getting paid the wages they should. Number two, they're not really abiding by labor guidelines, let's call them. I don't want to call them, I mean, I could say labor laws, but every production is done in every state. Every state is different. So labor laws are different in each state. But let's just say, all things being equal, this is about lunches. This is about some crews. Basically, the gist of how it explains best to me is that you have the actors, and the actors have set aside this duration of time, right? And they want to shoot the movie they're shooting in this duration of time. Now, the production sets a schedule, let's say, and they set a 5-day week, right? We're working Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. We're going to do 10 to 12-hour days, depending on the production. Let's just be generous and call it everybody's on a 10-hour day. Now, basically, at your 5-hour mark in the middle of your day, you should be taking a lunch, right? That's the midpoint of the day, lunch, and then you finish the back half of your day. The issue is, number one, the non-union, sometimes those workers go way past that 5th hour into 6th, 7th, 8th hour without a meal break. Sometimes these productions go into overtime and don't pay anything past a certain point of overtime, or they work on, some people work on a flat, potentially. You get X amount per day, whatever, not so much an hourly. There's also things that I've heard about working lunches. Now, this is a common thing where productions will bring you lunches and you will continue to work through your lunch break, and they expect that to be counted as a meal break when you're really not getting off your feet. You're really not stopping down to take a break. And by some labor laws, you're entitled to what they call a 30-minute break and 2 15-minute, whatever you want to call them. You want to call them smoke breaks, you want to call them refreshers, whatever you want to call them. So these are the standards and practices that happen on a pretty daily basis. Now, not all non-union shows do these things. Not all non-union shows practice these, what are they calling them? Unethical practices. But a lot of shows do, and especially reality shows, and especially the kind of shows you see, even the episodics that you see on Netflix and Hulu. These people are Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, YouTube, Facebook. I mean, anything new media is basically streaming, is what they're talking about. And this is also the lawsuit that Scarlett Johansson had against Disney, because new media versus the old media, let's call it the movies, the theaters, the networks and such like that. So that's what that was about also, is that Scarlett Johansson won her lawsuit against Disney for the new media money that she potentially sees that she's losing, right? And other actors also could follow suit. But we're going to stay within the laborers here. So this has become a nationwide issue. There's people in these unions from coast to coast, especially with COVID. A lot of people have been working from home. A lot of people are working remotely, so they're not coming into the offices, and they're still grinding at this pace. Now, like I was saying earlier, the actors have, let's say, X amount of time that they want to shoot this movie. And so the production builds this 5-hour or this 5-day week and this nominal doable schedule. But then the agent gets involved and says, well, I could put my actor in another movie a week after this movie ends. So can we squish the timeline so that we can get the shot faster so that my actor can get out and do this other thing? So they take this schedule that they've made, this 5-day week, let's call it, and they compress it. And let's say a 5-day, 5-week shooting schedule turns into a 6 or 7-day shooting schedule in 3 to 4 weeks, right? So they're compressing this schedule, which means now your laborers are working longer days. And a 10-hour day, let me just verify this. A 10-hour day is not usually a 10-hour day. A 10-hour day is you show up at your call and you're supposed to wrap by that 10 hours later. That hardly ever happens. You go into overtime and then you go into travel to and from set. If you're in LA, this is a chore. So basically you're getting very little time to rest, to recover. And when you start getting into these 6th and 7th days on set, things start to happen, right? Accidents happen. Things don't get, things are backed up because people are tired, people aren't focused, and shots don't get shot in a timely manner. And then the schedules get pushed and everybody gets pissed, right? So that's the kind of stuff that's going on. And that's why people are upset. That's why the union is getting involved, because we need this new media platform to be inclusive, right? And I get it. And the big thing, what's up, Daryl? I got your hat sent out today. I'll send you a tracking number. Let me know what you think. But yeah, so basically, the unions are striking because they want new contracts so that this kind of stuff doesn't happen. Now, it's always going to happen in the non-union world, unfortunately. But on union sets and by setting a standard, this helps the non-union workers as well that are in the television industry. So, yeah, I mean, it's, and like I said, this could really, really, really put a damper on next year's Star Wars schedule. If you're not informed about this, that's kind of why I wanted to do this. I wanted you guys to be informed if this happens, and if you hear this on the news, and if you're hearing about this anywhere, that this is a real thing. Don't just brush by. Um, get out there and support these people, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, whether it's, people in the television industry. The idea isn't these people aren't just looking for more money, right? It's not just about money. It's about it's a quality of life. Some of these people are killing themselves 7 days a week after week, 14-hour days, 15-hour days, week after week, making the stuff we love. But at the end of the day, these people need to be compensated for their work, and they need to be compensated for their time. They're taking time away from their families. They're taking time away from their self. And in today's world, we need to be taking care of our minds and souls just as much as our bodies. So, it's a sticky issue. It's a tough issue. I know a lot of people don't really understand what it is, and why this kind of thing is important. But I'm going to look for a couple of things real quick. Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people don't know about this, and this is becoming a very hot topic. The people in LA are doing card drives and painting windows and getting the message out there. And really, it's not about money. It's about a living wage. It's about being paid for your work. It's about being compensated for your work, and it's about a healthy state of mind. Some of the biggest productions in the world do it right. Some of the smallest productions in the world do it right. But there's a large amount of people, there's a large amount of company pressure to get these shows out fast and to get them to the editors fast to keep up with the demand of content. And like I said, there's a demand on the content we're biting for now. This isn't even talking about the episodic shows on the main networks, right? This is just talking about Star Wars and Marvel right now. This is talking about the stuff we care about. And potentially, I mean, if you look at the last strike, it was 9 months. Do you guys really want to wait 9 or 10 months to get all the stuff we're itching for? Do you want us to get Boba and then have to wait a year for Kenobi because they went on a strike and then they got to get spun back up? What about the actors? What if something happens to Rosario during the strike and our Ahsoka is gone, right? What if something happens to any of these actors in any of these shows during the strike and it ruins the show? Because some of our favorite shows didn't come back after the last strike. It's a big deal, people. It's a really big deal. So I'm going to jump on the gram real quick. And I'm kind of going to show you guys, I'm going to see if I can find them. They're all over the place, but let me see if I can find them. So, whatever. Basically, I mean, it's, if, okay, so here's a perfect, let's see what we got here. Okay, let's see if I can find this decision tree. But I mean, this is, okay, so this is, yeah, let me share this screen. Let me come over here. All right, so here we are. Let's go here. All right, so here we are. This is the IATSE strike page, and basically this page is dedicated right now to this strike. So I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to show you guys this right here. Now, aside from the poster, I don't care about this information, but right here, these are all the unions that are part of this. So it's not just, it's not just a camera union or an audio union or any of that. It's all of these unions that are involved in television production, in movies. So this was the turnout by the IATSE themselves. They ended up getting about a 90% turnout, and 98% of those people voted yes to go ahead and strike. So I'm trying to find the decision tree. A really good friend of mine put a decision tree. I just can't find it right now off the top of my head. But basically, they broke it down into, I mean, this is a really big deal out in the world. And I can't express enough how this could really mess up our year. I mean, this could really, really, really mess up our year. Where is that decision tree? It was everywhere the other day. So, I mean, these are just thousands of people. I think I heard on the news it was like 150,000 people or something like that um, could be affected by this strike. So, where is that decision tree? Man, I really wish I could find it right now instead of making me look like a jerk. I feel like such a jerk. All right. So, let me go back and see if I can find it. But basically that's the gist of it, guys, is that these let's see. What's up, Daryl? Oh, that's Charlie. Charlie's saying hi to Daryl. I'm hopping on between a bunch of streams tonight, just dropping. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, this is something that just hits personally. You know, I just think it's going to affect us. I think it's something that's really dangerous. You know, I mean, it's just really dangerous for the Star Wars content. I mean, we got so much at risk over the next year. There's so many good things coming over the next year. And this could really put the kibosh on a lot of it and put us behind. It's not I mean, here's a really good analogy from one of the guys in the union. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. This is what they call the average day in production, right? And you know, just rinse, recycle, repeat, rinse, recycle, repeat, rinse, recycle, repeat, and then you're just tired, you know. And this is what we're talking about, the lack of focus. So, like I said, I think it's a bigger deal than people are giving it credit for, and I just wanted you guys to know, because if our shows get put on hold, this is going to be why. So I just wanted you guys to be aware as to what's really going on. Yeah. I mean, like I said, guys, I just want you to have the right information. I want everybody to know what's going on, and you know that this is gearing up to be big. And I would love to get some more people on a stream to talk about this. I'd love to get somebody like Josh from Den of Nerds. He went to film school. He kind of gets this. He understands production in a way. You know, I'd love to get somebody like Theory on here that's made their own movie and talk to them about what their standard and practices were during their film. But really, this for me is it hits home. I know a lot of union guys. I know a ton of people that are affected by this. I'm affected by this. I'm a union member. That's why I bring this up. And I mean, for me, it's going to affect all of us in different ways, but really, I think it's going to affect you, the fans, more than anybody, because all of your stuff is going to be, all the stuff we're looking forward to is going to be put on hold. So I do want to find this decision tree really quick before I cut out. Just because it really breaks down the it really breaks down how this goes. Like I'm really trying to find it because I really want you guys to see the process. There's an actual process that is involved in this, and it's not just you know, voting for this isn't just okay, we're going to strike. It's more to bring. So basically, here's what happened, and I'm going to break it down as I understand it. Again, if there's somebody else that understands it better, please reach out and give me a better description. But I don't really think there's anybody in the Star Wars community that's going to break that down. So here's the gist of it. Basically, the union representatives and the producers, I don't want to say it's PGA, but it's the Producers Association, are under negotiations. Basically, the new media representative said about a week ago, yeah, we're done talking. Negotiations are done. We're not going to have this conversation anymore. And the IATSE representatives said, cool, you go ahead and do that, and we'll get back to you. Meanwhile, the union went ahead and organized a nationwide vote, and everybody got a chance to vote. And here is what some of the ballots looked like. I'm going to put this up on screen. So here is the voting over here with the mouse. Here's a successful vote from one of the members. And basically they sent this stuff out and had all of the members sign it, basically. And so you got your vote, yes or no. Now, after that vote was taken, they went ahead and took 3 days to tally all the votes to make sure they got it right. And then they went ahead and they went back to the negotiating table and said, cool, so you guys don't want to talk about this. Cool. We have authorization from our members. The president of our union, main union in New York, I believe, has said, we have the authorization from our members to strike. So we would like to go back to the negotiating table and talk to you more and negotiate some more, knowing that our members are prepared to strike. Now, this vote to strike is a negotiating move to get these people back to the table to renegotiate, which worked because as of yesterday, I believe, what's today, the 5th? Yeah, as of yesterday, I heard and I believe I saw on the news that the negotiations were going to start again. So the vote to strike worked. Now they are back at the negotiating table. I don't know what is being asked. I don't know what the negotiations are. I just want you guys to know that this vote, you're going to see this on the news. You're going to see this maybe in some streams. You're going to hear some people talking about it. And really, this vote to strike brought us back to the negotiating table. Now, if they continue to negotiate and they come up with a deal, great. Then no one strikes. Everything goes on as planned. We shouldn't have any problem. But if they decide to strike, or if they decide, you know what, we're done negotiating again, then the union president declares a strike, at which point, at a certain time, on a certain date, every person that is in the union that is working on any show that is union will leave and will walk out. So we don't want this to happen. Nobody wants this to happen. But I just want you guys to know, if this does happen, this is going to affect us. Marvel, Star Wars, all of this stuff, any movie that you're looking forward to coming out, whether it be the Blade sequel, whether it be the Mandalorian, anything that's anything that's out there that uses union workers will be put on hold, and some stuff may not come back. So really, guys, this is about you as much as it's about the people that are laboring. I know I want my content. I know I want my Star Wars, and I don't want this to happen. So really, I hope that the new media folks get their shit together, and I hope that we return to the negotiating table and everybody gets the deal that they need to be happy, and we move forward, and nothing gets put down, and nothing gets shut down, and everybody, especially after a pandemic, especially after COVID, nobody wants to start working, especially the laborers. The laborers definitely don't want to stop working. We already went through a shutdown where some of us were out of work for 10 to 12 weeks. Some people have been out of work longer. We definitely don't want to see this happen. But if it happens, then you guys know why your content is not coming out when you want. And to me, that's the biggest thing. If you guys don't get your content on time, we could burn the house down, right? Everybody's going to be pissed at the mouse. Everybody's going to be pissed at everybody. Really, the people you should be mad at if we go to strike are the people that are negotiating this deal on the other side of the union. So again, I don't want this to happen. I don't wish this to happen. I hope this doesn't happen so that we get our content. But I wanted to talk about this today. We may talk about it on Boomer. I'm not quite sure. I wanted to talk about this today because it's a big deal to us. You may not see it now, But if this happens in a couple months, again, I don't know how long the negotiations are going to hold out. I have no information. Only information I have is what's provided online and through emails and stuff like that. But I do know that Disney uses a lot of union workers. Lucasfilm uses a lot of union workers. Marvel uses a lot of union workers. And this could shut down all of our fun next year. This could definitely put everything. Everybody's worried about Boba coming out December 29th. You shouldn't be, because that means it's ready. It's ready to go. It's ready to be shot off. Let's get the party started. But that could be the only party on deck if this happens, guys. That could be the only thing we get, because other stuff could still be getting edited. Other stuff could still be getting finished. Other stuff could still need to be shot. Pickups, voiceovers, editing, all of this stuff is affected. So I want you guys to know, I wanted to put it out there. Again, I don't know how many people are going to care about this. I don't know how many people are going to really get involved and get behind the IATSE members that they know. I bet you know more than you think you do. But if it happens, you know why. And maybe you can reach out to some of these, the public opinion goes a long way. So I support IATSE, support the union workers that are trying to get this done. And all they're asking for is what everybody else has in the world: a living working wage, enough rest to see their families, to get a good meal at the end of the night, and to get a good night of rest to prepare for the next day. So that's all they're asking for. And that's all about cash is king, right? That's what this whole argument is about, is the non-union players don't want to fork up extra money or extra time, and time is money in entertainment, to do the right thing. So that's basically it. I've been on about 45 minutes. I haven't been on in a while. You got to get back in the swing of things. I'm a little rusty. I'm a little, but it's good to see a lot of you guys. Number one, Patrick, I haven't talked to Patrick in months, at least a month, because that was the last time I streamed anything. It's been a month. I've been out. I've been in the real world, but I'm back, and I'm here to get back into it. So we're going to do some more stuff coming soon. I'm definitely going to put out a couple things, but guys, I just really wanted you to be aware. I really wanted everybody to know what's really going on out there. This isn't just a bunch of Hollywood elites trying to get their extra money. This isn't about, the Hollywood workers trying to take one over on the studios. I've worked on a lot of sets in my career, and I've worked on good ones. I've worked on bad ones. And I just want you guys to know what's going on and keep you in the loop. So this was kind of a news thing. I'm not really big on keeping up on the daily news of Star Wars, Marvel, all that stuff. It's not really my thing, but this is something that affects all of us. And I just really wanted to keep you guys in the loop. So let's see. Hey, Jimmy McKee. I want contact like everybody else, but I also do believe that union is fighting for the correct rights. I work in entertainment in a theme park in Florida and wish there was more enforced. Yeah, I thank you for stopping in. Look, I wasn't a part of a union for years, and I was very anti-union for years and years. And honestly, between us girls, the times that I've reached out to get support from my union, they kind of let me down. I'm not gonna lie. But it is what it is. This is bigger. This is way bigger, because this is going to affect potentially. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. Guys, let's get that out in the world now. I'm not saying this is going to happen. The vote to strike is just an authorization that gives the president of the unions the authorization, once the negotiation reaches a sour point, to say, fuck it, we're striking. You don't think we're serious? I'm going to lay it down the table. We're out, and see how long that negotiation lasts. Now, if it happens, what I would like to see happen is I would like to see the entirety of the Star Wars and Marvel communities get together and tweet blast, Instagram blast, social media blast these guys for shutting down your content. right? This is the stuff that you guys want to see. This is why you pay for Disney Plus. This is why you pay for Netflix. This is why you pay for Hulu and Amazon Prime. This is why you pay for this shit, is so that you get your content, the stuff you guys want. They need to hear your voice also. So I will keep you posted on this, because I don't know if I'm the first Star Wars YouTuber to get involved in this. I mean, Josh, obviously, like I said, blipped it out a little bit earlier, and we had a small blip about it. But I will keep you guys informed. As I hear more, I will let you know, so that you know where we're at with this. But really, this could affect all Star Wars content in 2022, and it worries me. So I know you guys should. I don't want to scare nobody, but you guys should be worried too. So it's been about 45 minutes. I think that's going to be the end of it for the day. I think I've gone on this little rant and rave long enough. But I want you guys to know that, I'm here for you guys to tell you what's going on from what I hear. I got a little bit of an inside track on this conversation just because of my status. And I want you guys to know beforehand, right? Because if we get the authorization to strike, or if they call the strike, I'm going to let you guys know post haste. As soon as that happens, I'm popping on a stream and I'm letting you guys know, because that will push everything we've been waiting for back. I am dying for Kenobi to show up. I'm dying for that show to get hopping, because I have money to win. X-Wing and Fatal J are going to owe me money, and I want it. I want my money. So, yeah, guys, like I said, I'm excited about what's coming next year. I've been calling next year the year of Star Wars. I've been telling the Marvel folks to pack their bags and to put away their lawn chairs, because the Star Wars fans are coming out to set up camp. It's our time, and I don't want this to impede it. So I will keep you guys posted, and hopefully we'll get enough people in here and get this conversation going, if the strike happens, to where maybe we could start a little Twitter, a little hashtag, a little something to let the studios know, the new media studios know, that the fans are not cool with this. Putting our content on hold because of your contract negotiations is not cool with the Star Wars Marvel community. And we need to show our support if you guys want this kind of content to be released on time. So really, I will keep you guys posted. Thank you so much for joining me during this time. Anybody that watches this after the live is done, thank you. I recommend getting on Twitter, supporting IATSE, and in this moment, because we don't want another 9-month strike. I don't want 9 months of waiting for Kenobi to come out, a 9-month push. You know where that'll put us? So what they're talking about, maybe May, maybe around May the 4th, maybe around Celebration. You push that 9 months, that puts us into February 2023. Is that what you guys want? You guys want Kenobi 2023? You guys want Ahsoka 2023? Late 2023. You guys, Andor could be late 2024. Mandalorian could be January 2024. I don't know about you guys. I'm not in for that. I want my Star Wars now. I've had to deal with this generation of Marvel killing it and putting Star Wars in the back seat. I want Star Wars in the driver's seat. I want to put Marvel in the back seat for a little bit. So, guys, I just wanted you to know what's going on. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to get to these last couple chats, and then we're going to dive on out of here. So, Charlie, always good, my friend. I can't wait. I've been digging the stuff you're putting on Instagram right now. I've been digging the stuff that showing some training. I still really want you to get out there and do some basic form stuff and start a class, because I think a lot of YouTubers will really enjoy it. Jimmy McKee, thank you for bringing a little light to it. It keeps everyone from being blindsided. Yes, it keeps us from being blindsided. That's exactly why I'm out here. I want you guys to know, because if that happens, I don't want people to be surprised. I want you to know why, and I want you to know who to talk to. I want you to know who to call. I want you to know who's responsible. The new media, and again, this could include YouTube, Facebook, all of this stuff. But new media, you guys need to know who's ultimately responsible. Darth Maxist, thanks for the info. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out, my guys. And not at all. Screw that. I want Star Wars to hold the torch again. Yeah, like I said, I've been screaming it. 2022 is the year of Star Wars. It's supposed to be our time. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm right, right? Yeah. 2022 is supposed to be our time. It's supposed to be Star Wars' time. Don't let this get in the way. I just wanted you guys to be informed. So thank you, as always, you guys, for joining me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out on a Tuesday. So I will see you guys tomorrow night on Boomer Council. I believe we're doing it at 6 o'clock. X-Wing is in Europe, so he won't be joining us. I believe Braden will be leading us. But as always, we'll have Matt Cave and Hux Holocron and myself. So make sure to hang out tomorrow when we go ahead and do Boomer Council. So thank you again, everybody, for joining. Hit that like button. As always, tell your friends to subscribe. We got some big stuff coming. We're going to do some more giveaways. We're going to do some other stuff coming up. I got a new series of things coming out. It's going to be a lot of fun over the next couple months into the new year leading up to Boba. So guys, stick around, hit that like button. If this is your first time here, smash that subscribe button, share this with your friends. And like I said, everybody needs to know what's coming. So thank you guys again. As always, please be safe out there. The pandemic is a real thing. It's not over. Take care of your fellow man. And as always, may the force be with you always.